Okay, so we're out the fifth wheel and brought the little guy out here.
So let's introduce everyone to Augustus. We're going to call him Gus. Isn't he a doll baby? He looks like a little fur baby. Yes.
Looks like a little bear.
Yes, he does. We want him to have his own little name. We thought about Zeus because it's a big name, but we decided on Gus. He's my favorite cowboy anyway. Willie, we were really afraid Willie wasn't going to like him, but Willie does like him, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, they get along. They actually play really good.
Yeah.
Willie's not too rough with him, and he's always been good with little dogs. He's just not good with big dogs for some strange reason. But while we're out here, we are seriously thinking of selling this fifth wheel, and me and Jules got to talking. Why we chose the Class A over a fifth wheel. We bought this fifth wheel 08, 09, 08, 09, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
And we pulled it all over the place, and then we just ended up parking it here a few years back, and it's been here ever since. But I ain't gonna say we couldn't go full time in this. It wouldn't be as comfortable as a bigger fifth wheel, because this is only 24 foot long. It's not that big. Or a Class A. It doesn't have a washer dryer, and that was a must for Julie.
Yeah.
The washer dryer, just to keep from going to the laundromat. Also boondocking. Our whole goal when we go full time is to not pay for camping. I'm not saying we won't ever pay for camping, but the majority of the time, not pay for camping. We ran into a guy down in Florida when we was at Hillsborough State Park that has been full-time in 3 years, I think he said. And last year, from January 1 to December 31st, only paid, what do you say, 60 or 70 days?
Out of the whole year.
Out of the whole year. He boondocked or he hosted or work camped. He work camped out in Montana.
Yeah. But
he never paid, and that is our goal. Has nothing to do with being a fifth wheel or a Class A or anything, but it gets back to the boondocking. I guess it does, but it gets back to the boondocking. We want to boondock, and if it's lot docking in a Walmart or a rest area, or like when I was down at Three Lakes, I don't know, BLM land out west. Thing I liked over the Class A, over the fifth wheel, is I can pull that Class A in and stop. If it's semi-level, I can level it the rest of the way out with the jacks, put the slide out, and we're home. With the fifth wheel, you have to get out. So if I pull into a Walmart, or if I pull anywhere, and it's just rainy, damp out, we don't have to get out of the truck to get back to the fifth wheel or travel trailer. We can just stop and walk back, and you're home, I guess, pretty much. Not that you couldn't make a travel trailer or fifth wheel work. I mean, you make a pop-up work if that's all you got, and you're comfortable in it. But also, going down the road for her to be able to stretch out and nap.
And not have to stop to potty.
Not have to stop to potty. When we ran team for 3 years in a semi over the road, ran West Coast and back. And thing that she liked, the truck, and that's kind of in the same thing as the Class A, is she could just go back and lay down anytime she wanted. So in the Class A, it just, I don't know, to us, I'm not saying it's like a semi, but it's kind of like a semi.
Yeah, it's a diesel.
Well, no, I mean, you pull in and you go between the seats and
you're home.
You're basically home like a semi you would be. But so I don't know. I like a Class A. We've had pop-ups. We've never had a travel trailer, but we've had pop-ups, Class C's, the fifth wheel, and the Class A. Growing up, Dad had multiple travel trailers, fifth wheels and motorhomes.
And truck camper.
And truck campers. He had 2 truck campers.
We had truck campers when I was growing up. And we had horses, so we had a fifth wheel that had semi-living quarters in it that my dad built for us. You know, it's a bed and a potty because he had 3 girls. So we've both camped all of our lives.
Yes. So that's basically when we was looking at and it all kind of started just wanting to go to Florida in the winter and get out of the cold up here in Ohio.
Goodness.
That's how it all started. And then I got to reading about boondocking. I got to reading about solar, and it just got to where it is now, I guess. But that's game plan. If we would have decided to go with the fifth wheel, we'd had to buy another fifth wheel. Like I said, this one, it is big enough, don't get me wrong, but it's not what we want if we was going to go full time. This was great for weekends or spend a week's vacation. It was great. We never had our kids in this. All of our kids are grown. But if I was going to go full time, I would want something a little bit bigger. I wouldn't want the bed to where our bed, I can't stand up in the bedroom because of the way it's made. So I'd want a bigger bedroom in the fifth wheel. I'd want a washer dryer in the fifth wheel. So we'd have had to buy another fifth wheel. Then we'd had to buy another truck. And when we started looking at Class A's, it just seemed like you got a little bit more bang for your buck if you stayed 95 to, no, 02, 03. It just seemed like you got more bang for your buck. Yeah, you got a motor and a camper, and you got to pull a car or truck or something behind you. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's going to work best for us.
Best for us, yeah. Uh-oh.
Best for us.
Oh. I'll be glad when he's done teething.
He hops. I'll put a video in of them playing earlier, but he hops. He doesn't run. He hops like a little rabbit. But
yeah. You've squirreled.
Yeah. Gone.
It's gone.
Gone.
Yeah, I have really, really struggled with the fifth wheel and the motorhome. It took a while even to get me to go out in the motorhome because I love my fifth wheel. And it's been rough for me to say it's time for it to go.
We've had good luck with this.
This has been a great fifth wheel.
We've never really had no trouble. We had one small leak I took care of. The water pump quit working the week we came into this campground to set up permit, which I don't need a water pump. But they hadn't turned the water on yet, so I came with my tank half full, so I would have water. My pump quit. Well, the following week, they turned the water on. I've never had to have a pump, and I don't use a pump to winterize. If you watch any of my videos, I blow my lines out, so that's not a big deal. So the only thing this needs is a pump. So whoever ends up with it when we put the for sale sign on it is going to get a nice camper. It's lightweight. You can pull with a half ton. That's what I pulled it with. And I pulled it all over the place, up and down hills and mountains, and I never had no trouble. But so that's it.
Never had a bit of trouble out of this.
No.
And you can probably see the theme with the motorhome and this one. This one's light inside. I like for it to be really light. I don't like all of the dark woods. I shouldn't say I don't like them because I think they're beautiful. But they're just not something. I need something a little brighter inside. So this one was really bright. When we put these chairs in here, it kind of darkened it up a little bit, but not too bad.
Not horrible, no.
No.
Because it's white walls, I guess, with a pattern in them. But you go in some campers and they're just so dark. And I know the fad now is oh my God, wood in an RV, wood in an RV. I guess growing up, I don't mind the wood in the RV. But the cool thing is to paint everything white now for some reason. But I personally, this has solid doors on it, but it has pressed wood behind it. All the cabinets. There's no way I'd paint it.
No.
I like the wood look, I guess.
Yeah.
I think when you go, some of these people go so white with everything, and I mean, I'm not knocking them. That's their thing. That's what they like. But to me, it'd be too bright.
Yeah.
For me, anyways. But
our shower in the coach is a lot bigger than the shower in here. This was the year that we did that they did all of the bathtubs with the little seat in it. So we really kind of needed that seat out of there. it would make the shower a little more comfortable. But, you know, it's always worked and there's plenty of room in it. It's just that you can't, well, there is for me. Not so much.
Well, it's not bad. It's just you have a spot about this big to put your feet, and then it raises up and levels off. My God, if I sat down in it with that door closed taking a shower, I couldn't get up. You'd have to have a grab bar to get up. But in my, you know, I'm 6'3". I only wear an 8.5 shoe, and don't make fun of me. It's not true what they say, but it's still, if you had a 12 or a 13 shoe in there, you'd be waddling trying to turn to get away from the shower. There's nowhere to go. The shower's either in your face or you push it up against the wall. You can't get away from it. And in the motorhome, it's a bathtub, and you can walk to the back just like you would at home and get away from it without turning anything. So, but I mean, it works. It's not a huge bathroom, but you can use everything in there with the door shut.
Oh yeah.
If there's somebody out here.
Easily.
But no, it's been a good fifth wheel, and you know, it's another chapter, and it's moving along a little faster than we thought it was going to move along.
Yeah. Without
saying anything, but we're also looking forward to it. We're going to sell our home. We're going to sell this in the near future. Really, no dates wrote in stone.
No.
But that's the game plan. When I want to go. I don't have to want to worry about a home back home that the furnace went out in the winter while I was gone, or depending on my kids to go up and check on it once a week. I don't want that. We have a storage shed that we have had for 11 years. When we moved out we had a 2-story farmhouse, and when the kids was all raised and gone, we got from it to a 900 square foot home, and we got a storage shed, and there is stuff in that I don't even think we've been in that storage shed in 3 years, have we?
No, because we used to go out and get a Christmas tree. I know there's 4 Christmas trees out there. I used to put up 4 Christmas trees in the farmhouse. So I know that there's at least 4 Christmas trees out there. So I'm paying storage on 4 Christmas trees.
Well, there's more than that. It's a 8x10.
Well, and we've got stuff out there. Like when the grandkids were little, we had boxes of toys for them, and those are all out there in totes.
You have all of our kids, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, all the way up, all the little coloring stuff. You know, and it boils down, we've talked about this, and our friends, I did the tour of that mountain there. They're downsizing really fast. They're like way ahead of us. They're like really close to going full time. But anyways, it's just like they said, all that stuff means something to you, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything to my kids. If something happened, you know, God forbid something happened to both of us tonight, and our kids had to go in our home or go in that storage shed, 90% would probably be thrown away or sold, because it doesn't mean nothing to them. It meant something to us.
Right.
But it doesn't mean nothing to them, and it's just things. But the reason we're going to keep the storage shed is there will be a time we won't full time no more, and I hope I'm well into my 80s when this happens. But in reality, people get sick and health problems, or whatever. You just don't want to do it no more. You did it 2 or 3 years and it was fun. Now you want a home again. I don't want to have to go out and buy all the stuff for the home that over the last 35 years we've acquired, right?
Well, yeah, like my dishes.
Yeah.
My dishes, that was a huge purchase for us, and we used them every day. My kids grew up eating on those dishes, and my daughter-in-laws are kind of afraid that they might break them, so I told them I'd just store them.
Well, what kind are they?
Well, they're Longaberger dishes.
Pottery.
And they're made in America, so there aren't very much of that left. So if they don't want it or they're afraid they're going to break it, I'm going to put it in storage, because I have used those dishes daily.
Early 90s?
20 years?
Oh, early 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
20 some years.
Yeah.
And I've got some other Longaberger baskets. Most of the kids are pretty good about.
She can fill a truck up with Longaberger baskets.
But I've used some of them in the coach, and but there are some that I just don't want to just give to someone that you know, or put it in a garage sale for $20 because some of those I worked really hard for. You know,
Yeah, 'cause
I
she's
sold
always sold them,
Whataburger
yeah.
for a long time. I still do once in a while, not much.
But we have 3 boys, and boys
Boys
don't.
aren't like girls.
No, they don't really care about the baskets. Really, 2 out of the 3 daughter-in-laws are semi into them. The one more than the other one, and the other one, she didn't grow up around the baskets and really knows nothing about them. And you know, it's just not.
Yeah.
It's not a thing now to have baskets, so she's just not interested in them, which I understand.
Yeah.
You know, in our bedroom suit, you don't want to have to rebuy your bedroom suit and
Yeah.
the hutches and just, you know, all TVs and all that junk. You can replace all that.
All that.
But all that other stuff that's took you years to build up. I know people get rid of it, and they 100% are in a RV, but I don't want to have to come back and rebuy all that for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have to buy a mattress, obviously, but as far as the bedroom suit, you have it. The living room furniture will be gone, but otherwise, our Longenberger dishes and our bed.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
We worked really, really hard to get that bed.
Well, and I got a lot of tools that I don't want to part with. It took me a long time to acquire them, and they will go. Actually, they're going to my one son's in his barn, but yeah, you don't want to get rid of that stuff. But anyways, we got way off course, but
Yeah.
that's why we're selling this. That's why we got a Class A, and why we got a puppy. It does nothing but sleep.
He is sleeping now.
Yeah. Well, so's Willie.
Well, you know, he was trying to cut new teeth on my chin a minute ago, so.
But that's it. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Probably when you see this, I'll probably have it uploaded on Monday. Get it edited and up on Monday. I'd like to be able to get to where I could get steady and do 2 a week, but I just don't want to put BS out there like this. I'd like to have more informative, interesting. You know, I know the things vlogs, and there's some people who can vlog every day. I think I would bore you to death if I tried vlogging every day. I really do, because one, I squirrel, and 2, I repeat myself. So I could just play the same video every day, and I'd think it was new. So.
Well, you know, sometimes it's hard to talk Ronnie.
Gotta understand Ronnie.
Sometimes you gotta understand what's going on up here to understand what's coming out here.
Because I still don't understand. I'm 55 years old. But anyways, hey, we got a new mic. It's a roadie, miniature roadie. Actually, RV Daydreamer did a.
Are you up now?
He was showing all of his gear, and I asked him, you know, what would be a good mic without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
And he told me this one. And I cannot think of the other channel he has that he does all them reviews on, but I'll put a link down below. But it's it plugs into, it's a Canon T5i. It plugs into it, and it has, they call it a dead cat. It looks like a dead hamster to me. It ain't big enough to be a cat, but has a little puffy thing over it, and supposedly you can't hear wind, which I think there's no wind in here.
No wind in here.
But it's supposed to work pretty good, so we're going to try it. Just trying to up our game a little bit. So, hey, I hope everybody had a good weekend and has a better week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, look at you too. Get that boy. Get that boy, Willie. Get that boy. Get that boy. Get it.
Get it, Gus.
You gonna play? Get him, Willie. Get him, Willie. Get him, Willie.
You see him scoot him out of the way with his butt.
Yeah.
He just uses his back leg.
Oh.
Are you done playing with that boy, Willie? Get that boy, Willie. Get that boy. Get that boy. Yes. Get that boy. Yes. Look at here. Oh,
Willie,
look at you
get him.
hopping.
Get him, Willie.
Look at you hopping. Look at you hopping. Ooh. There you go.